Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentlemen podcast for Tuesday, March 16th. I am your host, Scott Labrie, and joined alongside me, as always, we have the big cat, Tyler Sund.
Hello.
Hello.
No more animal noises.
No more animal signs?
No. Not feeling
it. And our third guy, he managed to make it up from his nap and be here all day, Eric Deshane.
Hello.
Almost wasn't all day, Eric Deshane.
Almost, no. I mean, like now for a half hour, and oh my god, in the world. Yeah. Geez. You know, have a nap before we start. And geez.
I woke up from a nap too. I had a majestic nap in Leia's bed.
Nice.
Old timers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We work hard. Yeah.
It
all
is.
day I work hard, so I know it's
Fair enough. I just had to beg on you a little bit here.
No worries. Sorry it took so long.
All good. But we're here. We're talking about mobile gaming, which is Eric's topic. So, Eric, what were your thoughts on mobile gaming?
As someone who's when it first came out, with smartphones and everything else nowadays, I've always had something to play on my phone, and it's always been something to do with it now. And I'm just wondering if you guys have anything you guys play nowadays. Do you guys keep up with any of that? Or for me, I think it's like going forward. My thought is it's going to be like almost, I wouldn't say the future of gaming, but it's definitely going to be a bigger part of it, because the mobile gaming to me makes the most sense as a commercially, because you're getting a product that is available to everybody. It's a lot more easier, right? So, but even nowadays, it's so oversaturated with shit that it's What's really good is almost impossible to play nowadays, right? Because it's just everything else is just so shitty. I don't know how else to say that. Yeah, it's like those few golden gems out nowadays. Are buried under a pile of shit. Yeah.
And anything that's worth playing, you have to spend a fuckload of money on it, like with little micro fucking transactions and all that stuff. You can't just buy a game for $60 and just like I got one of the only mobile games that I actually played into and spent money on. It makes me cringe just thinking about it, was Boom Beach. I was going to my second year parts in Vermilion, and I would just sit there on my lunch breaks or after school, whatever, waiting for my carpoolers. I'd sit there and I'd just play Boom Beach. And I'm like, I don't want to wait for this building to upgrade. It's going to take literally like real time 3 days to upgrade this building. I'll just spend like $5 and just do it now, right? Boom. And then it's like, what do you accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah.
But yet I freaking threw so much money into this that I didn't even have the money to spend on it. So it's like, well, I mean, it's good marketing. Like it's smart on their part.
Yeah, it's great on their, like, as from a marketing standpoint, like to be someone who owns a mobile app like that, like use something simple like that, you make a lot of money, because it's you're trickle feeding like good content over a long period of time, right? So whatever's good is very small, so it takes forever to renew every day, almost like it's the daily updates kind of stuff like that. So I'm trying to think of the word. I just can't think of it right now. I
know what you mean, though.
Always active kind of gameplays like that. So makes you check in every day for daily bonuses. Like it feeds that addiction level of that, right? It's like it's a really easy thing to do nowadays, which I hate, but it's
for sure.
Like, from a gameplay standpoint, it makes the most sense, because you have a customer fan base always coming back for more, right? So just give them a little bit, they keep coming back, right? So
and if you want to speed the process up of something, you can watch this ad and get free gems, so you can whatever. So it's like it's perfect marketing. It's like feeding addictions, and it's making you more addicted at the same time.
Absolutely,
and it's like it's honestly genius. Whoever came up with it is a wizard, man.
Very much, yeah. Like I think that's a big part with that, and hopefully we see less of that. But we're not really getting that. Unfortunately, it's getting worse, I think, nowadays. But
there's just so much garbage on there. And then with kids having access to phones at such a young age too, it's just the demand for these stupid games are getting so much higher now too. And I don't know. I honestly think you're right when you said that it was going to be the future game. I'm like, no, but then I thought about it. It's like, well, I mean, if it's in the palm of your hand, it's with you every day, all day. Phones are only getting better. They're eventually going to have, wicked games. Like they've already got like PUBG and freaking like Call of Duty and stuff on there now. It's like it doesn't even make sense.
Not even like super high end ones. Like think of the ones right now, like Minecraft and Among Us. Like really bare bones games, but yet are stupid popular, right? So it's not hard to have download that on your phone and have that with you at all times. So it's
Exactly.
it definitely much is the way to go. I think it's going to be the way to go with gaming, unfortunately. But
for sure.
it makes the most sense, right? It's the easiest console to market to.
Oh, for sure, because it's got everything on there, right? You got your access to the internet. It's your whole livelihood is on this phone, and if you have any hobby stuff, throw that on there too. Like you can write, you can play games, you can call, you can video chat, you can edit, you can do everything on your phone now.
Yeah,
wild.
Yeah. Scott, did you say something? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just kind of going on to like the point of possibly where mobile gaming is going. Of course, you also have to think about like Google Stadia and Xbox.
That's one thing I had to as well. Like just streaming, that's also going to be the big one too. I think about Stadia too every now and then, like how I think that was. I just think we weren't ready for it almost because it's too much. Like to buy a game and to stream a 4K game over the internet and actually have it downloaded to me is ridiculous because that bandwidth there's no way an average person can afford that kind of bandwidth, right? So unless it's something smaller or something a little more easier to manage, that's the way to go. But
you would have to be absolutely like on a Wi-Fi connection for that, right? Because otherwise, it's the same thing as like streaming like Netflix. If you're on data, then it's like a gigabyte an hour usually.
It's not hard to get that,
So it adds up quite a bit. But I mean, like if you're on Wi-Fi or something, and like I think those they're coming out more and more about those like holsters that kind of wrap around your phone and then kind of make it look almost like a Nintendo Switch kind of thing. Those are going to become more popular. Like xCloud with Xbox, if that can hook up into Game Pass where you're paying, $10 per month or whatever, and you have all the games there and you can just stream them like a Netflix movie right onto your phone. It's like, hey, your lunch break. It's like, what do I feel like playing? I feel like I'll play the newest Halo or something. Just play like a couple levels on your phone or something like that, or Gears of War or something. It's really exciting, I think. When you look at it that way, but as for like what I've been playing, like I play a lot of games on my phone too. I think my phone is really just like it goes like social media, internet, games, text messaging, and then phone, like in order of like how much I use my phone apps and stuff. So and I had like kind of the same thing with Tyler there, probably more so though. But I used to spend quite a bit of money on like the phone games, and I'd be like super into it. Like I remember playing what's called WWE Champions or something like that, which is like a 3-match puzzle game, but you match like just certain colors to power up moves, and you unleash moves to do damage on your opponent, and you eventually just have to knock their health down. So it's kind of like a fighting puzzle game. And we joined like a clan, and our clan was like number 2 in the whole entire world for a little bit there. And I got into it like hardcore. I remember I'm gonna like nobody who probably listens to this plays this game, but I came up. I'm pretty sure I was the first one to discover this one tag team in versus. So versus mode, you always had to go 2v2, and depending on the wrestlers you pick, they would have a link bonus. And one of the people I discovered were 2 Mexican wrestlers, so they had the same country bonus, and the country bonus was they had an extra 2 color in each thing. So essentially, like their moves were almost completed. They like you have to match less to power up your move. So it made it you get your moves faster. And it was like this other guy just had an insane combo that like one move fed into the next move that fed into the last move.
Oh, it chained.
So like I like I feel like I discovered this thing because nobody else was using it at the time, and I just like steamrolled people. I ended up finishing like first place on that leaderboard for like that couple of weeks before they reset it there, because they would do little seasons or whatever. But
is that a kind of game too? Like what's big nowadays, I find, is like those gotcha pawn kind of games? Was that one like if you want a certain one, you have to roll for them and see if you get them kind of thing? Yeah, that's
very much so, and that was kind of the tipping point. Is eventually, being the number 2 thing in the world, you're like, you're encouraged. We had like a dedicated it's called Line app. It's like just a messaging app that we used for our clan to know that when we were going on like raids or whatever. And it's like you were almost encouraged to like pay money so that way you can like keep your clan in second place or whatever. And then eventually it's like well, I'm paying money but I'm not getting the pulls that I need, and eventually just hit a wall and like people are surpassing you, and it's just like okay, I can't keep dumping money into this. Eventually you just quit. So that happened to me on like a couple games where it's just like they structure it to be that way, right? It's so easy at the beginning. You're having a lot of fun, and then eventually the grind becomes worse and worse and worse until the point that you're incentivized to pay money. And it's like at first like it's $5, I'll level up my guy, and then you'll get a little patch of where you're back to being overpowered or whatever, and you're good to go. But eventually you get to that wall again, and it's just like money.
Yeah. Pay more to get past that, and then exactly. Like, because I know that's like one of the games I play as. I'm a huge Gundam fan, like especially the Gundam model kits. And there's a Gunpla Warfare game, and it's essentially you collect your own models and you kind of kit bash to make the stronger ones. You can custom paint them, add custom weapons. It's good for that. But that too, if you want the one specific thing, you can't get just one specific part. You have to roll for it, and there's a chance maybe you can get it, but really you're not going to almost. So you end up spending more money and more time, and it's just this awful loop, right? So I try not to do that, but I have spent probably too much money, I would say at times. Unfortunately, like more than I definitely should have, but because I really want that one part of that one soup. But why? Like there's really no need for it. If wait a while, I get a free token to use up for one, or like I'm not competing against someone else. It's just me playing my own game, right? So what does it matter? So at times I have to be like, okay, no, slow back up, Eric. You don't need to waste money on that kind of bullshit. Just take it easy. Think with your head for once, and
And the worst part is like when you go up against other players that do have that thing where it's like you just get stomped by them, and you're just like, oh man, I need that team that they have.
Another one too was the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I forget what it's called. Duel Links.
Duel Links. I'm playing that right now.
Yeah, I play that one too. For that too, you go on your forums like, oh yeah, here's this current 20 card deck combo. That's like an easy auto win when you draw these cards and play this turn. Like, well, yeah, but now you have to buy these certain cards, buy these specific things. It's like, oh, okay, I want to, but I don't want to keep investing money, and hopefully I get those cards on a draw when I can just have those cards to begin with, right? So yeah. But that's kind of where I'm at in all this. Like, okay, I want to have fun, but I'm tired of getting the chance to have what I want, not just having what I want, not anymore. So that's starting to get annoying to me quite a bit. So,
and that's why I don't bother with mobile games anymore, because I did that. Like there was Boom Beach, but before that was Clash of Clans. Holy man,
I remember that one was big too for a while.
Dumped so much money into those games. So dumb.
But I think nowadays I would much rather gravitate towards paying $3-4 for a game that's half decent and I can play over and over again. Like I think I still have Angry Birds on my cell phone, just downloaded. Like I think I bought it when it first came out, and that has like specific levels and challenges, and there's no like always online crowd. You can play without service and just have fun with that.
Exactly,
right? It's actual game.
See, like, that one I didn't mind. That one I played. Almost every expansion and whatever DLC that came out for that one. Like
that one. It's really it's just whatever those kind of games are, those towerfall games, whatever that genre is. But it's a game. There's levels, there's challenges, there's scores, there's goals, right? Not it's just like, oh yeah, please come back every day and spend money with us, please. It's
exactly.
Get refreshing with that. Yeah.
And the worst thing is that they make the transactions like so micro that it's like, oh, it's only like $1. Yeah, it's only like $4. It's only like $2.
That's the whole. Yeah, that whole.
Man, like, I can save like 3 days of waiting if I just spend like $2 here.
Yeah.
Then it's like you do that, 50, 60 times.
Yeah, it adds up. That's what no one realizes that it adds up fast. Yeah, it's like any other little addiction. It adds up.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. At the micro level is fine, but at the macro, oh boy.
but I still think it's going to be it is going to be the future of gaming. And just going off of what Scott was saying too, how like a lot of these games, like there is potential for there to be like the Xbox Game Pass, all that stuff too. Like I can imagine it. We just got to wait until Elon Musk makes Wi-Fi free to everybody in the whole world, and then it's just going to be. We're literally going to have little flaps of our skin's going to open up, and you got different holsters for different types of phones every time they come out. You just plug them into yourself. And then you're just gonna like hook up, and then you just have like these little goggles you put on your eyes. You can do VR stuff too while you're there. You sit there and you just, fondle or whatever you're doing at the bus stop. Just going at it. I can see it.
Jack and directly to the internet and plug in.
Exactly. Yep. Play some VR games or whatever. Yeah.
Like if you ever seen it, I think a VR chat, like it's haunting how like, oh my god, like this is like the future eventually. Like just people hanging around with the sprites doing whatever the hell they want. It's just, oh geez, this is
sitting in your sad little basement in this extravagant light VR.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Screw the real and embrace the fake.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I can see it.
You mentioned they're like mobile gaming, like the future of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like they've literally been saying that since Angry Birds came out. And it's like, well, what is the future, man? Like,
within 10 years, that's been 10 years. I mean, who's to say another 10 years? But if they are able to kind of clean up this collective shit they have on the market right now of just all this garbage out
but they're
there,
not going to because they're making billions and billions of dollars.
Exactly.
Probably they're going to drag this out as long as they can. Probably.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the worst part with it. Like, if they clean this shit up, it'd be really good, but they're not going to because they realize they can make easy money this way, right? So
I mean, they've been able to make like more, You'll take a look at a game called Genshin Impact. I don't know if you guys heard
yes,
that.
I see lots of ads for that one.
But that's essentially they made Breath of the Wild, although like not as detailed and fun as Breath of the Wild. But you can essentially play kind of a Breath of the Wild knockoff on your phone, which is you couldn't do that 10 years ago, which makes for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like when you say the things like, well, what do you want to play today? Do you want to play your mobile game, or do you want to play on your PlayStation or PC? It's like it's still there's no comparison between the two.
Oh yeah, yeah. As of right now, yeah, for sure. But it's mostly the fact of like, oh yeah, here's like look at Among Us. It was made 3 years ago. Finally got popular, but now it's such a small and easy to access game that it's on every single platform.
Right.
So Minecraft, you can cross play with anybody else too on PC, on phones, on tablets. It doesn't matter. You can play with everybody that way. I think that's where it's going. Where even though I can play on my PC, I can play the same game on my iPhone and still enjoy it just the same, right? So
I mean, it works for like those small indie titles, right? Where it's not expensive and it's not a graphic powerhouse, right?
That was the one thing I thought about too. I was thinking about this today. Was one thing I would like to see is someone who has dominated the handheld market, the mobile market for years was Nintendo, and yet they have no say right now in any of this. When really they should be the ones like controlling the market. Like if Nintendo were to release like an app you can download where it's like a direct subscription service where you can play any of their games, streaming any of their games, or like the classic or SNES or NES games, I'd pay like $10 a month, whatever, and you can play old GBA games on your phone for $10 a month. And
could you imagine like Super Smash Bros. Just play on your phone with friends?
Yeah.
Just hook up with 8 friends and just go at it.
Yeah.
But you can do that on the couch though.
You can, exactly. But
you can do it from anywhere.
I think that's the next part, like the next version of Nintendo, pretty much, where they can have some way to have everyone experience it, kind of thing, I guess. But I'm not really sure how to phrase it properly. But it's
I
mean, the only problem is Nintendo's trying to sell their own handheld, right? So like they're almost competing with the iPhones and iPads with their Switch, right? So it doesn't make sense for them to go like, we'll put all our games on there. So that's how you get like Super Mario Run and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. So it's like, it's still Nintendo stuff on there. It's just not.
It's not the actual good. Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking. Like, well, I think down the line, Nintendo might come up with their own phone, maybe even their own idea with that, right? Because that makes, from a marketing standpoint, that makes sense because now you have like the Switch phone. in a sense, right? And I think they might go that way in a few years, maybe. So
like they did it with the PlayStation phone, but it didn't take off. Nobody liked it.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't.
It,
didn't know Sony tried that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think they only made like a limited supply, and they didn't sell very many of them. So.
I did not know that.
But they did that in the past. They were like actually way before like all this xCloud and Stadia stuff with their what the fuck are their phones called? Whatever their phones are called, I can't remember their brand. But they did have Sony. You could have remote play. Yeah, Xperia. You could remote play with your PS3 and PS4. On your Xperia, and it had the Bluetooth functionality to connect to your PlayStation controller to it. And
I do remember that. That was what the selling point was when I got my Z3 or whatever. I had that on mine, but then it just kept overheating, and I felt like my hands were going to catch on fire.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not doing
that. Xperias were not great phones. I don't know if they still exist. They might, but they're not good.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, like future of gaming, is more
it's going to be important.
streaming.
I think more of the more streaming probably, but part of the conversation for sure. I think when it comes to entertainment down the road and gaming, because as much as that people like it, I know we're probably going to end up like the Ready Player One idea of gaming, where it's just all plug into the virtual world and live like that there, but. That's still a ways off.
Well, that's like decades and decades.
Exactly. So for now,
I won't even be alive when that stuff happens.
Unfortunately, yeah.
No, yeah, you never know. I don't know. Sometimes technology can really just take off. But I think, like we were talking about there, they're just going to milk this what we have now for as long as they can, and slowly go to the next thing. And
yeah, and I mean, you guys were saying you'd rather pay like $1 or $2 for
for something with actual content.
So like I mean, if some people are out there, you like check out like usually like the game and year-end rewards for games and stuff. Usually they'll have like and check out those best mobile game whoever won that year because usually they'll be like a $2 experience or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Like a game called I think it was called Florence. I played. That was kind of cool. It was like a short story thing. You're supposed to like kind of drag these like puzzle pieces together, and it was like about a relationship between this girl and this boy, and like you put the picture together, and it would like give you a little bit the next bit of the story, and then as the story goes, they grow further apart and they're breaking up, and the problem is like the pieces like keep like floating off your screen and stuff, so you're like trying to put the pieces together like to keep their relationship together, but it's like not working and stuff like that. That's kind of interesting stuff that they're able to do with the touchscreen stuff, but that was like $1.50.
No, wow, yeah. So I know also a big one is Apple. Was it Apple Games, or what do they call that one where it's just you pay so much? You pay so much a month. Another subscription service, obviously. So we need so many of those. You pay so much a month, and you have access to all these games, right? So almost like a Stadia, but that too, it's all premium level. Games with you can almost like a game within a game, but they all have to use a controller and use stuff like that. So
yeah.
Is
there any games you recommend that people check out that aren't like super abusive?
That's
Plants vs Zombies. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
I played that quite a bit. That was fun.
I think there's a Plants vs Zombies 2 at this point.
I mean,
maybe even a third one.
There's a 2. I know there was Garden Warfare. That was one that came out for a while.
Yeah.
That's not really all the games nowadays are all so gacha inspired. It's tough to really recommend them without. It's like, oh yeah, you can try it if you want, but you gotta, if you want that one thing, you have to try to get it. You can't just get it, unfortunately. So
yeah,
I like my Gundam game a lot, but it's usually only for.
I will say, I don't know. So far, I've been liking Duel Links. I haven't spent any money on.
Yeah, like that too. If you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, you would like that one too. And it's not. When I first started playing it, I was playing it to play like the original card game where it's like that whole mindset with that, but it's a very different beast. How you play that one? It's a lot faster, a lot less luck improved, more about how your deck is structured. So I like that one a lot too. But that one too, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh a lot to really enjoy that.
And other one I'll recommend is called Star Wars Heroes. It's like a squad based. You pick like it's kind of like a gacha game, but like you can not spend any money in the game. It is like a grind, but I've never spent a dime in the game, and I've have a lot of characters unlocked. And that's kind of fun. It's kind of like a pick 5 fighters, and it's a turn based kind of fighting game and stuff like that. It's kind of cool.
Another one too I had as well would be the Marvel Strike Force. Same one there too. Yeah.
Same style.
That one I haven't played in a while. I pretty much beat it. Like I got right to the end point, but all the missions pretty much with that. That too, I didn't spend a dime in that game either. But I unlocked pretty much every hero, a couple of them to max level. Like that one wasn't hard to play without paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really say. I don't think I've touched a mobile game since.
In a few years. Yeah,
it's been a while. But I was I don't know. I was kind of interested in possibly trying Hearthstone. It's a like a card game, strategy game. It looked really good because I really liked Gwent from Witcher 3. I was a huge fan of like you make your own deck and whatever, and there's like so many different strategies, and I think it's free to play.
It is,
It is.
I wanted to play that one, and I like the art and all that stuff, and I think the lore is kind of cool. And
if you ever played Magic before, you would like Hearthstone for sure. It's very Magic the Gathering inspired on that moment. So a lot more instant effects and very basic combat. Yeah, it's. I played Hearthstone when it first came out quite a bit. I liked it a lot, but that too was very much I want that one card. Well, you got to pay a little bit for this booster pack that comes out once in a while. Yeah, and of course you get those combos that are game breaking when you try to play against other people. They have all the cards and they can just get those. And it's.
Right.
That's with any collector's game like that. When it gets to other people, mostly you run into that a lot. It's those who can afford to have all the cards and and play those combos. Yeah, they're gonna win no matter what. So
but
it's definitely I did enjoy it too. Hearthstone is pretty to watch.
Yeah, I might have
nice.
Maybe dabble. I waste more of my life playing games.
But yeah, I mean, as of right now, we all play mostly on our own games. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. It's like when am I playing phone games? 80% of the time, it's usually on the toilet. So it's revolutionized the bathroom experience. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Mobile game.
Pokemon Go. Wish it was
better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about too with that one before we get off here. That game, I never got into as much as I wanted to. I know you did, Scott. You liked it a lot.
Yeah, Scott and I got into that pretty good. Not as crazy as you guys, though, but...
When it first came out, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll get into it. I like it. But it was just that I was expecting it to be like Pokemon, where you collect and train like in the games. But not when it wasn't that, I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. But I never played it now.
I haven't played it in a long time.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how it is right now, but yeah, it's because it wasn't like, oh yeah, I can just battle and fight other people. No, it's because they hired this third party who had no idea how Pokemon was done, and it's this whole different kind of collection game. I was like, okay, well,
I think it's like also Nintendo didn't want to like take sales away from their actual games too, right? So
Lord forbid that would happen. My God, the company with all the money wants to keep all the money.
Yeah.
Hey man, they just had the Wii U, which fucking destroyed their company. So they gotta make that money up somehow.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. Pokemon Go, that was like the funnest like 2 to 3 weeks of my like adult life. Like it was so fun, just going out like just walking around. It's like or driving around at like 2 a.m. and you see like a group of other people walking out like 2 a.m. and normally it's like, ooh, stay away from them people, and they're like what color are you? Like blue. Hey, we're blue too. Yeah. like it was just kind of like cool to have like this kind of sense of like camaraderie with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like you like just show up and you take over a gym from somebody and they're like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the funnest part, like up until like they got rid of it, but there was that site that linked into the game's files or whatever, and was able to pull where the Pokemon were spawning.
Oh yeah.
And I remember being in the basement and like Tyler's in his room playing a game or something. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I should go to bed or whatever. And then I like open up the website, and it's like, oh man, there's a Squirtle right by Service Credit Union. And I got my truck and drove down the street.
Where the hell are you going?
It's like, I got Squirtle.
Squirtle.
Oh.
I got a Squirtle. What was her name at least? My God.
Oh my
Oh shit.
god.
Got him.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
that was the downfall of that is
Mhm.
they got rid of that thing and then they just did not spawn good Pokemon for people living out here in the sticks. Like
Yeah.
people living in big city centers where there's tons of Pokestops and stuff. That was all good.
Oh,
and
yeah.
fun,
I remember that when it came out, I was working K-Days
but mhm.
for a hockey team, and the convention center is has like 3 or 4 Pokestops in that spot alone, right? So all you saw was people on their phones playing that game. I'm like, I'm trying to work too and trying to play it.
Right.
But yeah, that too. It's like I don't understand how this works, but people are showing me. I'm like, okay, like this is fun, I guess, but
Mhm.
I don't want to keep catching Pidgeys every day. I want to
Yeah.
Right.
I already have one. I want to train that one, but you can't do that. As you have to keep catching them, and yeah, I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I remember walking down the sidewalks to work. I would actually like make a point to walk to work and walk home and take the long way so I can catch
your eggs and hatch your eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'd be going down Main Street, and one of my friends, she's driving by with her husband and kids, and then they roll the window down. And they're like, "Nerd!" on my phone, like trying to like throw the Pokeball. I'm like, you know what I'm doing, so that makes you a nerd too.
Yeah, I remember first kind of day we were playing. This is actually a funny story. We went, is me, my friend Jagger, and my coworker Dave at the time. We got in Dave's car, and we're going to a bunch of different Pokestops and stuff. And we went to one of the parks by behind Smitty's there, that park there, and we parked. And we're like on our phones, and we got like the windows down. We're like doing our thing, and this like little girl was kind of by the car, and she kind of like walked up and left. And all of a sudden, her like dad came over. It's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're just playing a game. The new Pokemon game just came out today, and there's a little gym here that we're trying to take it over." It's like, "Oh yeah, I've been hearing some people are using some phones to pick up kids or something." It's like, nope, we are not doing that. That's
the 3 greasiest guys.
yeah, it did look a little suspicious. Just like pulled up randomly to the park.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
Fun times. Well, there you go. We're at half an hour. Anything you guys want to add, or should we wrap this thing up?
Oh, I got nothing else for mobile games, man.
There you
Yeah.
go. Mobile games. Is it the
Not
future
you.
of gaming? You
Yeah,
tell us.
let us know which ones you guys are playing and which ones you guys enjoy.
Yeah,
and
if you have any
should try.
recommendations,
Yeah,
be kind of nice.
let us know
Yeah.
what you want to
Ones that won't sucker me out of $150.
Right on. Well, there you go. That'll do it for today. If you like the podcast, of course, as always, like and subscribe here on YouTube. Share it with your friend, too. We're trying to grow this thing as much as possible. And, like and subscribe on Spotify, Google, Apple, all those other services, whatever you're listening on. And that's going to do it for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you guys.
See you guys. Take care.